love being able to sit out here by myself every day. But it'd be really great if a friend or boyfriend, whatever, was with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm envious of you and having a life and a family and everything, because I would love that one day. Yeah. But you know,
I definitely
you can always
understand.
see two sides of a situation.
And I honestly
want to. I was feeling like shit that day, and her coming to say that to me, it made me feel better. I mean, honestly, I felt for her. She was like having a breakdown.
No, I definitely understand.
Kids, but like, you know, so like you never know how someone's seeing or feeling. Just because you see somebody sitting on the beach by themselves every day, doesn't mean they're living their best life. You never know what they're going through.
No, I definitely understand, and I actually want to speak to that as well. And honestly, I think I had touched on it with you a while back as well. It's like everyone has their, not even like, everyone has their own fates. You see what I'm saying? So for you being envious of someone, their life, like I said, could possibly be in literal turmoil. You see what I'm saying? You'd never know. But that's why I'm not gonna act like I'm totally non-subjective to envy, because I've envied for sure. Everyone has envy in them. But it's you to bring that out of you. And you saying you to speak to it. You understand what I'm saying?
You yourself are only going to make your own life better.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Instead of living on the outside and thinking about what you could do and want to do, you need to live. You are your own person.
Yeah.
You need to initiate that shit yourself.
I mean, but in that's a type of self-confidence in yourself, though. Yeah. It's like not necessarily being, oh, yeah, this is what I am, this is what I do. But it's why I do what I do and why am I what I am. And in that questioning, it's you building yourself up and you having confrontational conversations with yourself. Because if you can't have that with yourself, you can't have it with anyone. You see what I'm saying? You can't reconcile things throughout your life. It's like, how can you expect someone else to do it for you? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's why it's important to always have someone to be able to talk to, or at least be able to like write it down and journal.
Yes.
I know it sounds like a cliche these days.
No, they does definitely sound. Listen.
Well, no, that's why I love hearing you guys so young.
Yes.
Agreeing. Like, that's great.
I mean, listen. Honestly,
5 years ago, someone your age would not agree.
Honestly, and this is a realization that I had came to, kind of, not too far back, probably about a month ago, because I've been reading and writing, like, honestly, on a consistent basis.
That's good.
For about a month now. But I realized that it's a type of contemplation, and I'm interested in philosophy as well, so that's a philosophical word. But it's a type of contemplation that writing and literally viewing things and speaking to them takes. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're constantly involved in stimuluses on your phone, it's like you honestly have everything in your hand. So it's like you don't necessarily appreciate. And this is honestly what I was speaking to you all about. And I know it was kind of in passing, but I actually wanted to touch on it. And saying that you have to enjoy what you have at home first before you go anywhere. Because you'll go here, and I'm not necessarily saying we do this, but there's other families that, we'll go to the Bahamas, yes, we'll enjoy ourselves. But they go to the beach, they're on their phone. They come back, they're on their phone.
That's what I'm saying. You don't enjoy the moment.
How can you enjoy? That's not enjoying.
Yeah.
It's a vacation with no vacation. And this is why we have to set aside what vacation really means. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Vacation is not necessarily just something of leisure as we see it these days, as we see leisure these days. You see what I'm saying? It's an activity that's meant for contemplation and meant for education at that. So it's like when you go out of these countries and see things that you see, you have to really, really, really indulge yourself in it existentially and physically, in the sense that you can't necessarily be trying to record everything on your phone, because in that it's kind of like your brain is somewhere else, not really prevalent or present in this space. You understand what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that's worth reflecting on. It definitely takes a realization of yourself. It definitely, and if you don't want to change it, the realization will never come. It'll never transcend at all.
Indeed. And like, absolutely. Going back,
I love it. You have some great kids.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry for almost cutting you off. And going back to like the whole thing with like you posting about your like experience in COVID, it's more of a thing where it's just like you're living your reality. Like some people don't want to live your reality, which sucks. Well, it doesn't suck, but it's
they want my life.
It's not even that it sucks. It's more of a thing where it's just like people do, like they all words. I'm so sorry. people tend to complain about not living a different life, and then when they have the opportunity to see other people's lives, they will complain about the fact that they're not living this life, they're not doing these things that you're doing. And
but
some
complaining
people
is one thing until you act on it and actually look and try for it. You'll never know.
and see,
You are your own person. You make your own reality. I never in a million years thought I would be living in the freaking Bahamas. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, that was a job opportunity that got handed to me, and I was like, yeah, I'll go do that. That sounds great for 2 years.
Yes.
Now I'm on year 4. Like,
No, I definitely
I'm
understand.
still in awesome times of like, I'm living in this paradise, working my dream job right now, and everything is great.
Yes.
Mostly, you know.
I mean, no, I definitely
There's
understand
plenty
what
of
you're saying.
downsides too, but
Right.
you know, for the most part, like I said, you know, like I love having beach access. Me, I'm a beach person. I like to chill and relax.
Yeah, you're from
I am
Florida.
totally content sitting down here having a drink every day,
Yeah.
like by myself. It'd be great if someone was with me, but
No, I
it is what
definitely
it is.
understand.
Like,
And I know
you
this
that person will show up one day.
Yes, I know this will definitely sound cliche, but you had said that you have to make things for your own way. You see what I'm saying? And in that, you have to make it practical as well. You can't. In that, you can't give to every will and every hedonistic idea that you could possibly think of. In a sense that you grab on to every possible pleasure that you can think of.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You have to think rationally and developing yourself. And like I said, I know this sounds cliche, but it's honestly here, present. Like, you can't run away from it. You see what I'm saying? If you making it practical to rationalize all your ideas and all your intended movements, it'll I won't say it'll go smoothly, but it'll iron out wrinkles that you possibly saw earlier. You see what I'm saying? It'll definitely iron out wrinkles. Yes. And like I said, it definitely takes like you said, a sitting down and really divvying things out, throwing everything across the table and looking at that shit. And it's like, hold on, do I want that to be there?
No,
Hold up.
absolutely. I always
Do I
used to
really
think
want
it was
that to
so
be there?
funny when my mom would say, like, sit down and actually write out a pros and cons list
Yeah.
of decisions.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was just so stupid or silly.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, ugh, whoever does that, you know?
Yeah.
But then I actually did sit down and do it, and I'm like, okay, you get like a little reality check for yourself,
Yeah.
and being like, okay, here are my positives and negatives of doing this or staying and doing this. You
Yeah.
know? And I've done that a couple times in the last 5 years. And
It's amazing,
It
honestly.
helps, like, because you sit down and actually put thought into it
Yes.
instead of, you know, making a spur of the moment decision on something. Like,
Listen.
for me, moving here, you know, I was like, okay, that's a really cool opportunity. Why not do it? But at the same time, it was like almost the same salary. I knew what it costs to live over here, so I'm like, okay, that's not going to be you know, it's not like I'm going to be saving a lot of money while I'm here like I would, you know, back in the States or something like that. You know, but like even now where I'm like debating on, do I go back or do I stay? And it's like,
Yes.
there's always good and bad in any choice you make.
Yeah.
No,
But when you sit down and actually try to think about it when you're either budgeting or just being realistic about where you're going to live and what is around for you to be happy and it's going to make you happy, like, it's important to think about those things.
Yes.
I feel like so many people just do whatever these days and don't think about it.
Yeah,
And
I
then 3
agree.
months later or 6 months later, they're like, I hate my fucking life. Why did I do this? Like,
my thing for the kids recently is like taking calculated risks, but weighing it all the time.
I think that's wonderful.
Internally with myself, and I don't know. It could be like my sign. I'm a Gemini. Today's my birthday.
Shut up. My birthday was on the 9th. I'm a
Really?
Gemini too.
Oh my gosh!
Happy birthday. Happy
So,
belated
like,
birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you too.
Thank you. And I think that just I've always weighed everything.
Yeah.
My mind is a continuous cycle of weighing the
Yeah, girl, because we think
pros
way too
and
much
cons.
about the pros and cons all the damn time.
Exactly.
About every
And
little stupid thing.
I'm a victim of getting caught up in my thoughts sometimes. But I've in my I guess in my adulthood or later adulthood, I tend to be more calculated in the risk that I'm willing to take, and because
You
the
have to
three
be
of them
these days,
depend
though.
on me and stuff like that. So, but I tend to see positives in so much, and realizing that it's not all bad, even in work, even in our day-to-day transgressions or our transactions with other people, and how we meet people, and none of it's by chance. It's all pre-written. It's all it was supposed to happen. Like we're supposed to sit here with you right now and talk about these things.
Well, Shelly and Eric did say I was definitely gonna run into you guys while you were here.
Really?
Of course, because they know I'm always at the beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I just this isn't by chance. Like we were supposed to be here right now under the moon. We were supposed to meet in the water earlier today, and you tell us about the sunset. And we're like, that was something that did not run across our mind.
And to even tell us about the dominoes
and you didn't even try to think, take advantage of it.
Yeah, but not at nighttime because we were all like daytime.
Yeah.
Because at home, you gotta really.
Well, you don't think about the sunset at home.
Exactly, and you gotta utilize every hour. And
but
every minute of the
even
daylight.
at the nighttime, like seeing the city at night is like
it's magical.
Yeah, it's just
different.
I mean,
something.
I'm not gonna lie, and this could honestly go down like there's endless paths that my statement right now can go down honestly, but in that we're in a place right now, mentally and physically, where we're so involved and honestly engulfed in work and school and all these things that have that denominator, and it's like you can't necessarily sit back and really view what's going on. You can't open your eyes.
Do you think
It's
that's
hard
the
to open
time
your
and
eyes.
age, though, these days?
I'm sorry, you said what?
Do you think that's just the time these days?
No,
and the age
it's-
of, like,
I think it's a thing that's always been a thing.
It is.
Your life?
So,
But I think that's been
in that,
always-
it seems like, well, I know this will sound kind of like a conspiracy theory, but it seems like you're born to work. It seems
But
like
that's all you know.
your purpose only here is to work.
Yeah.
And I
That's
don't
what I
think.
was brought here to do is to work.
No, I'm saying just not
First
even
job
just
I had
not
here,
even
I
just
was
in this
working 12, 13
specific
hours a day.
instance.
They definitely took advantage of me working,
Yes.
and that's what ran me into the ground.
And
that's why I
honestly,
quit.
But see, probably that's because they knew where you were coming from, and they know.
Don't record this.
That is
and I want to see. I'm sorry, you said what?
Do some art classes.
No, definitely. I've been taking poetry classes at college, but I don't necessarily have anything like
You never
specifically.
You never know where that
set
one
for that.
class could lead you.
No,
So, like, in my community college days,
yes,
for the love of God, I'm going to age myself here. 14 years ago.
yes.
I'm 34.
They just took the bird.
I know,
I
right?
have you by 10 years.
See, not that far off from me.
Yes.
But they're still behind us.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just saying, because I totally get where you're coming from. Because like for me, after high school, you just go right into college. Like
Yes.
there is no limbo. There's no. Well, I'm sorry, I did take a year off and then I went to college just because I was working so much
Yes.
and I liked my job and I was making good money. So I was like, I'm gonna work and then go to college. I went and did my AA thing, but what I loved was the extracurricular. What do they call it?
Extracurricular.
Thank you. Classes. I took a botany class because I always loved the outdoors. That class changed my life. Like, I got into so many other environmental things that I never even really realized existed. And that's what made my career.
Yeah.
Like, I took this one botany class, fell in love with plants and the environment even more, changed my whole degree to environmental studies, went to a college that was all about environmental studies, got my bachelor's, got a couple minors along the way,
Yes.
and I've worked a lot of different jobs in my field that led me to here.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, I'm not telling you to give up on school or anything,
Yes.
but at least stick it out to get your AA.
No, I mean,
Because at least having a 2-year degree these
Yeah.
days means more than no degree at
Right.
all.
no,
We
I
got
mean,
it.
You'll see that
like I
in the
said,
job force.
it's definitely not an option for me to leave school because I've already involved myself and made that set decision that I pursue a degree.
But that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Like, take those courses that you think that are interesting to you.
Yes.
you always have to do the basic shit, you know, the
Yeah.
math, English,
No, I definitely
chemistry, all that
understand.
other
I
crap.
definitely understand.
But take the ones that are like interesting to you. Like, so after I got that botany class, I took any class that was any kind of related into the environment. I mean, I did an environmental education class where like literally we just learned about how to teach other people about the environment and
Yeah.
learning ourselves, and I loved it.
No, I definitely understand.
Learned all about the sustainability. I know how to grow pretty much anything. Like, I'm in the landscaping field now. I'm running a garden center for people. Like,
Yes.
I mean, you really never know who you could meet in that class,
Right.
and
But
who
I
will
think
help you in the
that's
future.
college
You really
as a
never
whole.
know.
That's a college as a whole.
Yeah.
And I, you know, like I hear you, Jahari, and I understand where you are at this period.
Yes.
But I also have I guess, a pause in the aspect of wishing that I had the luxury of going to college and
you also should not take that for granted, because exactly what she's saying.
And going for free, number one, because
Yes.
my debt is extensive.
Yes.
For college. But then two, like you guys were at my bachelor's graduation, and you were at my master's graduation.
Aww.
And
that's great that you went back and did it.
Yeah, to have that luxury, which is what I wanted to provide for you guys, to not have to struggle as much as I did in trying to meet the people and understand, you know, what I was learning in school.
Yeah.
with people that had time. What I was never really afforded was time.
Yes.
Like I had Elijah when I was 22, and you guys when I was 25, and I was married, and we all know where that went. But I never had really time to stop and enjoy it. So I didn't enjoy the college experience. I
Yes.
didn't enjoy the meeting people. I didn't enjoy the learning experience. I just did it because I had to.
Yes.
And I wish that I had the time to just stop and enjoy it.
Yes.
Which leads me back to, I guess, the precursor of this entire conversation of stopping to enjoy the things that you're doing.
Yes.
Not necessarily saying, because I always say to you, when you, in front of what you're doing, develop a negative depiction of it,
Yes.
or shine a negative light on it, it makes it very hard to understand and see the positives in it.
No, I
Kind
definitely
of like,
understand.
oh my God, I don't want to walk this mile. I hate walking this street. Then it makes it more difficult to walk it, even though you have to walk it.
Yes.
So instead, not saying that you have to pretend and put rose-colored lenses on to walk the mile.
Yeah.
It's experiencing the mile and thanking God that you have the ability to do it.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I definitely understand.
In the most minuscule way, in the essence of, damn, thankfully my feet work today. And thankfully my legs work today. And thankfully that I can breathe today to be able to walk that mile, because a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
I definitely understand.
And understanding that, you know, my mother has all of this college debt.
Yes.
And she's figured out a way that I can do this for free.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I definitely understand.
Or looking at just the people amongst you.
Yes.
The people that are on your track team, the people that are in your classes, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to pay for college, and how they're going to, you know, figure out where they're going to live at when they leave for the summertime, because a lot of them don't have the structure of their same home that they went through high school in. You know, Jade, for example, your friends, you said a lot of them don't even have their rooms when they go back home.
Yeah.
Because either another family member had to move in, but you have that.
Yes.
That is a peace of mind.
And that is
Through your experience,
Yes.
that you have to embrace and say, thank God.
Yes.
Before you say, I don't like this.
Mm.
What you do is, because I weigh things all the time. That's just what I do. My mind is constantly clicking, right?
Yes.
But what I do is I have to appreciate those little pebbles
Yes.
Instead of looking at the grandiose picture, appreciate those little things, or I would not have been able to make it this far.
I definitely understand what
I
you're
wouldn't have
saying.
been able to say, okay, at 44 today, you know, I've raised these 3 kids predominantly by myself in DC, buy a home, do all of these things.
Yes.
If I had focused on all of the things that I hated about it in the journey.
Yes.
You would not be where you are right now.
Exactly.
Right.
Because not liking it is a waste.
Not liking it is a
look
way.
at
Not
the
liking,
downside and you don't
yes,
see the good
not
side.
liking the journey.
Yes.
I have to appreciate the journey. I have to appreciate everything that I've been through. And a lot has happened. You
Yes.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know that a lot of doors have opened for me
Yes.
just by having my degree.
No, I definitely
I
understand.
know that a lot of doors that I open for people just by having their degree.
Yes.
And they don't even necessarily have their degree in accounting.
Yes.
Or having the luxury of having an amazing person to work with like Eric.
Yes.
And we're here.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I definitely understand.
But it's all a part of appreciating still the journey, even if it's different than what somebody else has gone through.
No, I definitely
You
understand.
gotta pick up those pebbles and be appreciative.
Yes. No,
Because,
I definitely understand.
Lord, it could be so different.
No, yes,
You have
indeed. No, I definitely
idea
understand.
how bad it could be for some people your age.
Yeah. No, I
You did
definitely
a
understand.
prepaid thing? I'm sorry, I know you got a question, real quick.
It's not even
You
a
did
question.
prepaid thing for them for college?
No.
No,
young?
we've got
No.
scholarships.
So,
Are you all
She's
got
she's on
scholarships?
scholarship. Yes, we're all
I
on
didn't-
scholarship.
You, let me tell you,
I suck.
right now. Huh?
Okay,
You
so
what?
so
Doesn't suck. He's
so
okay.
regarding like that type of
No,
stuff,
I just want to tell you one thing real quick.
No.
You guys got scholarships to all your universities.
Yeah.
You have no idea how lucky you are.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm 34. I have friends my age that are still paying off college debt. She's paying off college debt.
Yes.
No. You probably aren't even taking what I say 2 cents of it. You will one day. You have no idea how lucky you are to not have college debt yet.
Yeah.
Like, you hear the stories these days, you have no idea until it's in reality.
Yes.
Like, my parents, I don't know, Florida had some college prepaid thing that you pay into when they're like a
oh
baby.
yeah, like 529
So when they're
plan.
18, you have all these credits.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for school until my last freaking semester.
Wow.
I have no college debt, thank God. Because
Yeah.
all my friends that I went to school with are still paying that shit off. So you have no idea how lucky you are.
And we're talking
So
about
please don't take it for
thousands of
granted,
dollars
like-
a month.
No, I
That could
definitely
be your
understand.
mortgage. That could be your
Easily your
vacation.
rent, your vacation.
Your
Like, so
everything.
please don't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Use it to your benefit. Even if after 2 years and you get your 1 degree and you decide it's not for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
You are your own person, but just at least get the 2-year degree or something. Because you have
Yes.
no idea how lucky you are to have a scholarship.
Yes.
Like, there are plenty of people out there your age, same circumstance, that are paying every single dollar for that school.
Yes.
So just, sorry, I don't want to be that person, but I'm just
No,
saying.
you're
No,
alright.
but
You
you're
really
Hey.
have no
yeah,
idea how
speak to-
lucky you are to get scholarships.
You're not saying anything that my mom has to say.
I know, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an echo, but
No, you're fine.
But
from an
What's
outside
your name?
person,
So,
like, please,
Jahari?
like, understand how
Yeah.
lucky you. That is awesome, amazing.
now regarding what I was trying to tell you,
I'm sorry.
It's
I cut you
like-
off for a minute.
no,
No, you're
I'm
fine.
sorry. I tend to like just let people speak most time, but especially when it has something like regarding like school and stuff. Especially with my experience, it's like I can definitely speak towards it. Jahari, if it's something I can tell you, there are gonna be days where you hate it. Shit, I literally go to a military school for feet's sake, where I have to wake up at fucking god early in the morning to go to formation, then gotta go to class, then after all those classes you
Don't
gotta go
forget
to.
You step out of line for 2 seconds.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't catch me.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that in Norwich University. So like regarding that, like there's gonna be days where you hate it. Like
No.
the grind is there, and yes, it sucks, but like you do it not because like you just it's grandiose and what's gonna come in the future. You do it to enjoy today.
No, I
Like
definitely understand.
quite literally, like there's not a day where it's like yes, there are days where it's like, oh shit, I really rather just sit in my bed right now, watch anime, goof off, for peace sake, not do anything. Like I'd rather be drinking some hot cocoa.
Yes.
I'm a hot cocoa connoisseur. That is my job title.
We understand.
Like quite literally, there are days where I'm sitting there like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't even want to be here.
You'll have days like that.
No, I
You
definitely.
can't let that one day
Well,
get you down for the whole week.
And definitely, definitely. I'm not even discounting feelings like that at all. But what I am saying and where I'm speaking from is, I recognize that the various and the rigorous evil in this world. Like there is some true evil in this world.
And there always has
And
been,
in-
and there
and-
always will be.
You got to work in the system to try to change the system.
Well, no,
Jari.
you don't. Well, actually, you do.
You do.
So
And
keep going to school and get yourself into Congress, sweetheart. That's the
there's-
only way you're going to make a change.
not necessarily though.
Shit, he wants to do
Because
that. Get a
people
poli-sci
have-
degree.
People have gone to school and where went the direction they went to and haven't made a change. But I feel like what I can do is, in my artistry, I can send a type of message that it's not necessarily relayed through a school, possibly like a school endeavor. Like, okay, you have politicians and they do make change. I'm not saying they don't. But everybody resonates with music. It's like you can't run away from it. It's part of your human nature. It's like when you hear music, you just automatically get up and dance, and it's like, hold on, what the fuck is going on? You see what I'm saying? But in that, I feel like I can speak to.
Hey,
I feel like I can speak to a possible common good.
hey,
And I know that sound, and like I said, I know that sound cliche, and I don't necessarily think you all will understand it to the degree that I understand it. And like I said, it's
I do.
it's not.
we understand.
And
it's just
not
you're not
necess-
making no money off of it right now.
No.
It's not necessarily.
No, it's not even the money thing.
Yeah.
With me, I understand what you're saying,
Yes.
but you can do both.
Yes.
Like, I'm a prime example of you can still do both. I can still raise you and still go to school and still work full time.
Yes.
I can still figure it out. I can still navigate it.
Yes.
And it might not look like it did 5 years ago while I'm still doing it,
Right.
but I'm still doing it.
Yes.
It doesn't mean stop doing what I love and turn that off to do what I have to do. It's I can do it simultaneously because they have to be done.
No.
So
Definitely.
school has to be done, but your voice and your music have to be heard.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So use the school as a platform
Yes.
to grow your audience,
Yes.
to refine what you're saying,
Yes.
to
And you can't do that without school.
to switch on.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I even think of a lot of rappers, and I think of rappers, and you don't rap, but I think of a lot of rappers. They sound like philosophers.
Rapping.
But when you actually
It is.
listen to
It's
some-
philosophy.
It is deep.
No, it is.
Not all.
It no.
Deep.
It
No.
poetry.
I'm talking about
Poetry.
your Pac. I'm
Listen,
talking about
and
your
this is
Biggies.
and this
I'm
is.
talking about your
Oh,
Jay-Z's.
From
No.
20 years ago?
Yeah, I'm talking about your
Absolutely.
Nas's.
These
No,
days,
I definitely.
Yeah,
And
no,
this
no,
is,
not-
and that's also an intent that I'm trying to bring back in music in general, is a type of consciousness that is prevalent here, that was prevalent then. I'm sorry, and in a sense that I'm really speaking from things that I've done. You see what I'm saying? In the most harmonious way possible. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like in that, of course, school would possibly help me with my vernacular and articulation, but
it might direct you in a better direction.
Exactly.
Of where
or
to
but it
go.
might direct me in
Because,
a
Like, one
because
thing-
there are a lot of people in artistry
yes.
that don't understand the business aspect of
That's not
artistry.
my forte though.
We don't know that.
Somebody else's has a business calling. I'll bring them along with me.
No.
No,
Yeah, but you
you-
bring
Yeah,
them
but you
along.
shouldn't
Yeah.
do that.
And-
You
and
should
they're-
know how to do it
and
yourself
they
before you
are
bring
by
someone else
far-
on.
And you don't think you can learn that without being in school?
Oh no, have you listened to Mary J. Blige? Raj telling her how many times she been robbed?
Yeah.
And how many
She even
friends,
I just seen her on TikTok that she got
many friends and people that she thought was smarter than her financially
Yes.
and more investment wise have taken all of her money.
Yes.
and how she just got alimony.
Never rely on someone
Else.
to do something for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
They
better
will play you.
understand
How
it.
it works.
You
Right.
Because
understand
that is the one person that is going to take advantage of you.
And you know,
No,
school teaches
like,
you that.
Dead serious. Like,
Absolutely.
do not rely.
Absolutely.
And I've seen it time and time again with my friends that are business owners.
Yeah.
I've seen them get fucked over time and time over again
Yes.
because they trusted somebody else to do their accounting. They trusted somebody else to keep their name in something else.
Yes.
And then all they did was screw them over because they knew they did not know how to do it.
Yeah.
And had no idea of
Yes.
what the financial statement was or how it looked or how to even access the information for their bottom
If
line.
it comes to accounting, you better learn that shit for yourself before you give it to someone else.
Right.
You need to check those books.
Hey, Black, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like with life and everything,
And I'm
like,
running to the
not even
restaurant
just like
now. I'll be right
school wise.
Oh, yeah, refill your
Something that our mother literally just brought it up is being multifaceted and multi-talented. Being able to do different things and being able to accept different things and change and become intertwined in yourself into the world. You need to be able to do I'm not saying you have, matter of fact, yes. You should be able to understand at least a little bit of everything.
Yes.
There are things that you're not truly going to be able to understand and truly grasp. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that I don't know now. For Pete's sake, I don't know the statistics on birth control. I don't know the
You're not
statistics.
perfect. You're not God.
I don't know the statistics on how many people live in the Bahamas. But what I
But
do
not
know,
one person knows everything.
No,
that's what I'm saying. But
nobody. So anybody that says they're an expert on something, they are not a true expert because you are always learning something. No, in every field. Trust me, man. I do landscaping. I do plants. I am an environmental. I don't know. I got a lot of fucking titles that people come up with for me. Like, because I just know. I know, right? Because I just know my field. But I am always learning something. Nobody can learn everything about a certain subject because there's always more to learn
about.
No,
like,
definitely.
One thing, that I wanted to say real quick from before is the whole shit.
speak your shit, queen.
I think I just lost it.
You got it. You got time. Speak your shit, queen.
Sorry. Oh crap! There was something I just wanted to say.
No, I definitely understand what you were saying. I do definitely understand what you were saying.
Do you believe that's the idea of an expert?
Oh, I got it now.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So when I was younger, they always said, "Do what you love for work, and don't care about the money." Because y'all mentioned money a couple times about career or whatever you're about.
Yeah.
Do what you love, and you'll never work in a day. You've heard that, right?
No,
I used to think it was silly as shit back then. I enjoy working outdoors in the environment. I've done really weird jobs, like literally just watching birds on an airport as a job, but I got paid $17 an hour for it. And I got the environmental biologist title from it. But I enjoyed doing it. I kept enjoying the things that I enjoyed doing by working outdoors, working with plants, working at a garden center, whatever. And it just led me to a better position without even trying, because you gained that knowledge of something that you enjoyed doing. So don't look too hard on the money that you're going to be making from the job.
Oh yes, that's
Look
never
at the
that.
experience
That's never
that
the
you're
motive.
going to gain from the year or 2 years that you're going to be there.
Well, let me not.
Because
Let
you
me not
never
say that.
know where it's going to lead you. And I say that only because, like I mentioned earlier, I never thought I was going to be working in the Bahamas. Come on.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
No, I definitely
You know
understand
what I
what
mean?
you're saying. I
You
definitely
really
understand.
never know where something could take you.
Yes.
And I used to feel like that was such a funny, weird, stupid thing to say back in the day. But, now when I'm older and I think about it, and, my mom was like, no, do what you love. Don't worry about the money you're going to make. And, now I look back at it, I'm like, yeah, I worked plenty of jobs for minimum wage for a long time.
Yes.
Or a little bit more, whatever. But I didn't really try to look at the money. I wanted to get by, of course, so you pick up side jobs doing whatever. But you don't base your happiness off of the money you're gonna make.
No, definitely.
Base it off of what you enjoy doing.
Yes.
Because that's what's gonna take you farther. That's what's gonna lead you to people when you meet people, they're gonna see your enthusiasm and what you love to do,
Yes.
and like you more than bragging about your title.
No, definitely.
Because I never talk about my shit like that.
I mean, it's not
get
for.
to know me and see
No,
how much
definitely.
I know, then
Yes.
they understand.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. It's a
Turn
type
it
of.
back on?
I feel like yes. I feel like
Oh,
we're.
you could have recorded it after that. It was just that one thing.
No, he-
No,
I guess it
so
went over.
it's not even that. It's like, so what it is, I'm gonna cut this out. Quite literally, I don't plan to post this one. It's not even.
Why not? I feel like it's been a great conversation.
No, the thing is, it's not even that it's a bad conversation. The thing is, it's more of a thing of, this might be a little too strong for some people.
That's
But if they
that's
think
what
it's
people
wrong for
need.
them,
People
then
need
that's
to
their
know.
problem.
You have
But
to
like,
be. You have
for
to be
right
strong.
now,
Hold on.
No.
Sweet. You do your own podcast.
How the?
You control what you put out
What?
there. If they don't like what you're
This
saying.
is what I spoke to
no,
them about.
no. I'm okay.
No.
So
If they think it's too
Then
strong
what-
for that,
No,
then
I mean,
they
like,
reflect
what are you
more
speaking
I
on
mean
to?
in the
yourself.
aspect
Hold on, let him
of
speak.
like, I'm just starting the podcast. Like, quite literally, the last episode was an episode on growing up. Right now, we've
That's
touched.
a great conversation.
This
I
is-
know.
This is a conversation. This is a conversation.
I know.
Which everyone has been strong in their standpoint.
Aw,
There's.
let him finish, baby.
Fool, that's the thing. And it's like, no one ever just lets me talk. Y'all try to overhype everything.
No one
and try
can
to
let
step-
you
And,
talk. Yeah,
and try to like
be
get
the
into me.
oldest child.
Like, and it's like, y'all just, like, I don't think y'all realize, but like the entire time, y'all just talked.
I know.
And then I
can see
added
my
in.
opinion, I'm sorry.
And like, I know that's life, and you need to be able to step into your own thing. But like, quite literally, when I say it's just like, this is a thing of like, I'm looking in and seeing what people are right now going to listen to. The last episode, I got 22 views. And I know it's not a thing of like looking at views and stuff, but quite literally, it's a thing of what are people going to listen to for right now. I want to give my message and I want to be able to speak. But if the people aren't willing to listen, you can't just shove it down their throats.
No, of course.
Well,
not.
what's this
But that's
podcast
the
for?
lovely thing
The
about
podcast
podcasts
is to
these
be an
days.
awareness thing
Yeah.
rather than just a punch someone, give them all
I mean,
this
it's-
knowledge,
it's
give
not-
them all this
it's-
information.
It's not necessarily something in that regard. We're having a conversation.
But when you post
And if-
something,
and
it's
in-
not a. It's
and
not
in,
a.
in,
throwing
in things
something
like
in
this,
face.
we've spoken up on certain realizations that we've came to, with a certain rationale that we've used to come to these realizations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I use this word called hedonistic, and it's basically in a sense that we've justified what we'd like to listen to about how we feel about what we listen to. You see what I'm saying? And we've said some pretty profound things that is definitely worth reflecting on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you are bending, if you're like a straight rod and you're bending to what everyone wants to hear, it's like, what are you? Are you a puppet? Are you a puppet which goes
But you
and
don't want to do
goes and
everything
is
you think your
goes and
viewers
is
wanna
led
see.
by whatever people think?
Right,
This is your standpoint. No one can control you. Well, I'm not saying no one can control your mouth. Of course, someone can.
I work for the government.
But you shouldn't make
Yeah, I
that.
used to work for the government.
You shouldn't necessarily make that practical if you're having
I
a
know what you're
podcast,
talking about.
because what you're doing is you're basically justifying, in a sense, moving on a hedonistic intent and moving on how you feel about certain situations. And you spoke to me, and I feel like this is a certain calling spiritually of artistry. Do you see what I'm saying? But of course, I have to rationale that shit out and say, nah, this isn't
It's a
something.
rational
This
thinker, and
isn't
that's how
some.
you're gonna think.
This isn't something that I'd be able to take on fully. But I'm making it practical. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in making it practical, you realize that there takes a certain rationale to say that, yes, there's other obligations that need to be fulfilled. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, and like I said, in going about it this way, it's kind of confused me initially, even when you presented me this idea, in a sense that why would it care how people think about what you say on a specific on your podcast at that? Because who gives a shit? You see what I'm saying? It's better for you to say what you truly mean and be around people, and people speak to you on how they truly feel about you, on your true thoughts, intrusive thoughts at that, as opposed to them confiding and them, I guess, rubbing you down, and you rubbing them down in a sense of comfort. You see what I'm saying?
I
And I'm not
You
necessarily
want them to know your opinions and where you're coming
a
from.
true opinion.
Like,
You see what I'm saying?
you don't want to base it solely on what you think they might want to hear.
And
it's you, man. It's your podcast. Post whatever you want. Say
Hey,
whatever
and
you
even
want.
and even
You
in
know?
that,
I mean, like, if they don't like it, you'll know.
And-
And then you do something different the next time.
and-
But you should never
Yes.
let that prevent you
yes,
from putting something out there that you feel like. Our conversation earlier, fucking lovely. I feel like I've heard something like that. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like,
no, I definitely
'cause you
understand.
have 4 or 5 different opinions here,
Yes.
speaking on the same things,
Yes,
and touching base on many different things. Where that one viewer might see somebody's point of view, but not even think about this thing that
Yes.
one of us said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
no,
Like, so don't let
Yes.
that hold you back from posting something that you think might be
Yes.
interesting, because you said you want people to think about things and reflect on themselves of certain whatever circumstances. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
no, I definitely
So like just
understand.
talking about like the education stuff that we talked about, you know, and like hearing what you guys are saying about your school, and then hearing your mom, and then hearing me, like someone in the middle of the age, you know what I mean? Like that could probably help a couple people figure out, like, hey, actually, maybe I should think that way.
Yes,
Or maybe I should actually pursue school and at least see it through for the 2-year degree
yeah,
and see where you go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
no, I definitely understand.
You really never know what words you can say to inspire somebody else.
It's definitely something worth speaking up on. And honestly, and this is a realization I came to. Honestly, I know I'm repetitive in the word, but it's honestly a type of practicality in your wording that gives you a certain sense of self-confidence. Because if you're going and speaking on pleasing someone at every given in every given conversation,
all,
it's going to be
Don't please
so.
anybody. Please your
It's
fucking
going to be.
Whoa, whoa. So okay.
No.
No. Just listen. Just
Can
listen.
I finish my point? I'm not even
I
done.
know. But like,
Good.
quite literally, I'm gonna stop you there before like you make it seem like I'm being a bottom bitch to the United
I
Nations.
did not say that whatsoever.
But like,
I'm just saying.
but like, quite literally. So like, my thing is, Jari, I'm not here to please nobody. I've never been just a people pleaser. But what I am giving myself to is the understanding of like, people have to be willing to hear it.
So
I don't think
why
you.
should you be
Why
afraid
should
to
you
post
why should you
something
muzzle
that you don't think they wanna hear?
filter your wording out in hopes of them hearing it?
And it's not a thing of like in hopes of them hearing. It's a thing of I'm not
Or
here
wanting
to, like, I don't think you guys understand what it means to just be aware of things. Y'all under trying to be like, oh yeah, no, it's your message. You give it. It's everyone's
I'm
message.
sorry. No, I
like
was
quite
just trying to
literally.
give you a little bit
No,
of
and I
confidence
understand, and
to
I
listen to
appreciate
whatever
that
you
so
want.
much. But like quite literally, my thing, like especially like in my life, is like even with the job that I pretty much just picked up for like my volunteer work, it's like sexual assault, harassment, and I'm like combating that in hospitals. I am there to spread awareness and give help to people. I'm not there to try to give them my experiences, my whole knowledge. No, like even with this podcast, like yeah, it's a little bit of my experiences, but I'm here to spread awareness of certain topics. Like all the questions that we bring on here is not just to like be for ourselves. These are questions for everyone. And quite literally, I don't have a topic for this conversation. I don't have a specific thing to tie it together or even questions to even tie it together. And y'all don't even realize that. Because like, you're just
but why-
I have
talking
one
and it's
for you.
fine. And it's
I have one
fine.
for you.
But wait, why do you think you need a certain topic? I mean, we just
Oh,
put
just
on
for
a
the title of the
handful
show.
I'll give you one right
so call
now.
it impromptu conversations.
I'll give you one right now.
Call it,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Impromptu conversations with strangers on the beach.
Alright.
On
bet.
self-confidence in your
Spontaneous
endeavors.
conversations. But you don't know. I mean, then put in you talking school, work, whatever the hell else we talked about.
Mhm.
It could be very broad. I don't think you should let that hold you back from posting certain things, because like you never know when a conversation with somebody could be something really
It can help somebody else.
exactly.
And
That's
even-
what I was saying. Like even our little chat before about like the schools and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we all had different opinions about everything, which is great. You know, I'm not shutting anybody down. You, like I said, you're all your own people. You know, like you do your own thing.
Yeah.
But you never know when something that one of us said might inspire somebody else or make them think or question their own place in their world and what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't think you should let something like that hold you back from just posting it.
Very much truth. And regarding
I don't
that,
think there was anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I know it wasn't the topic you wanted to do, but
oh no,
I mean, you can't always control, especially if you're gonna have people sitting in on your podcast.
You
know what's so
if it is your podcast, you should make it practical to mediate. You see what I'm saying? If that's what your intention is in making this about a specific topic, you do have to bear some responsibility in mediating this whole conversation.
Yeah.
And then also you need to know that podcasts can come from, you can go in with the topic, but everything can be turned. It's just as Jahar said with mediation. You have to be able to turn it into the direction that you want it to be if you're trying to guide for a specific topic.
True, and I understand that, especially now, because like I begin to realize now that there are going to be episodes where it's just quite literally it's going to be organized. It's going to be part 1, part 2, specific questions, and now they're going to be episodes with.
Not be organized.
I know, and I'm trying to speak on that. And could you not shut me down? That's the problem with society. People tend to cut people off, and they don't just sit there and try to listen. Like, I'm not saying
people have to go to work.
We're not working. We're at the Bahamas.
You're doing it right now. You're cutting them off. Let them finish.
Like, fool.
People have to go to work.
Shh. But that's the thing.
We don't have time for conversations like this. You know that.
But
right?
like that's the thing, Jahari.
Why do you not
we do now.
Because you have to go to work tomorrow.
But like that's the problem, Jahari.
No, I'm saying hypothetically,
Jahari.
Like you wouldn't be able to have a
Live in the moment.
But that's the thing, Jahari. I want you to understand this. We have the time now.
Yeah.
Like we are having this conversation in depth, going in, talking about everything and getting everything off our chest because we are having the moment now.
Yeah.
And like, that's the whole thing with school and everything. You need to enjoy it for what it is rather than what it could be or what it's not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hate that people like go into these things where it's like, oh yeah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No. For Pete's sake, if it was like that for me, I wouldn't have played lacrosse. To be honest. Like when I first started playing lacrosse, it was more of a thing of like, oh, I just want to do it. Do you think our father quite literally telling us, why are you playing that white ass sport? Why are you doing this? Y'all laughing and shit at the fact that I'm playing lacrosse. And like now I'm playing at a collegiate level. I've played with Division I players. I have gone out and seeked like true knowledge. And it's like I've gone out and explored because I went out to do these things on my own. Not because I saw what it could do for me, but because I allowed it to guide me do like what I want.
No, I definitely
and it's like, that's how I carry these conversations also. Like, yes, I do have like a guideline and a set thing. Like, if I really showed people the scripts, like, of like exactly what I wanted to talk about, some of this shit is like, Caleb literally the guy who was on the last episode, was like, these are such good questions that I don't know which one I want to speak on right now. Not because it's like a thing of, oh, snap. These are just like, it's just such strong and such profound words. No, you can easily put these words into fucking ChatGPT and get some of these questions.
Oh god.
No, definitely.
But quite literally, it's just a thing of like, even those questions where it's just like it is ChatGPT or it is someone else that's thinking about it. Most of the questions I'm doing on the spot. Most of the things I'm doing at the moment, and I'm like if you literally sat there and watched my last episode, because I know you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's how I know because you don't.
Views, man. What the fuck?
Because you didn't know. Because you don't understand like how the episodes are structured. You don't understand, and it's like I don't blame you for that.
I mean, it
like,
seems like you are.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It seems like you have.
But it's
not you saying you have blamed me for that. So don't say like you haven't. You said it doesn't seem like you. That's blaming me.
Okay, I apologize.
But I also want to touch on something that you had said.
Can I continue?
Go ahead. I'll speak to you.
Thank you. Yes, I don't really get
Are you
to
going to
speak.
speak?
Yes, I don't really get to speak on these things.
I'm like, what?
So the thing is,
He's fine.
so the thing is, like regarding like most of these, like especially the last one, I didn't really get to speak much. I allowed the other person to speak. But now that you've brought this to my attention, this is my podcast. Like I should be able to speak on what I want to speak on, and it's like I kind of filter myself, like in reality, like I filter myself in my actions nowadays, like where people are like, oh, you're being cringy or you're doing something stupid. And in all actuality, I'm a weird kid.
Oh,
like
sweetheart.
I'm no.
Everyone is weird.
Like no. Like
everyone is truly weird.
But like no, I mean like I'm really weird. Like I do
I
a lot of.
think you're weird in accordance
like, I do
with a lot of weirdness.
Yes, and I do
what
like.
What do you think is so weird?
Like yeah, what do you?
I couldn't put a finger on it.
That's
but like
that's exactly how.
I couldn't put a finger on it.
Now you gotta give an example.
You have to.
So the other day, I was doing pregnancy craving testings.
I'm sorry, what?
So you know those like random just because. And it wasn't even a thing.
That's
like
I don't think that's weird.
I was like and then I found the other day another instance. I found this random jar, like not a jar, like one of those like mason jars.
Yeah, right here. Right here.
Like bigger. Like one of those like ones where you blow into, like in the bayou where they be making a sound like.
Oh, the jugs.
Yeah, I found that and it's sitting in my closet holding my coins.
Yo, those jugs are cool as shit.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm like,
that.
but like the thing is, I found it and guess what? It was still filled with booze.
Where did you find that?
I found it at my school.
So why do you think that's weird? That's cool as shit.
But it's the thing I did with it afterwards, which was weird.
What did you do?
So I quite literally sat there, drunk the booze. I didn't care what time of the day it was or how long it was in.
The serious booze in a bottle.
Yeah,
that's not weird.
That's irrational. Let me continue. Let me continue.
That's just
so
that's irrational. So that's not a type of
don't
weirdness
know.
that we would have put into weird.
So like, let me continue. Not and then afterwards, I finished the booze and I literally I cleaned the bottle out.
Oh Jesus.
And I was like going in. I didn't do it just once. I did it several times because it smelled like booze. And mind you, I put my coins in there now, and the coins smell like booze now.
Why
like
don't you just use the jar to make more booze?
I don't.
You can infuse like rum and vodka with all kinds of shit these days.
I know, but don't rationalize some of the weird shit I do. But that's like don't influence and make me feel like this is rational. And it's like.
I mean,
that's the weird.
I don't see anything weird in that.
But like that's like the smallest stuff. Like I can't really put a finger on some of the things I do.
But
like,
can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
But why does it have to be characterized as weird?
I don't characterize it as weird as the thing. Like I characterize it as a thing.
I mean, you have. I mean,
yes,
you spoke
but
to
you want to know why
I
you know why I characterize it as weird? But because everyone around me has. Like quite
literally,
no.
First of all, they're probably being dishonest with you and saying it's weird because they're jealous you did it and they didn't.
But hey,
experience
you know what's
I mean,
super
there
funny?
also is a contrary.
One of the things that was considered, but you know what's so funny? One of the things that was considered weird last night was that I played BitLife until 3 a.m.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, and that's my funny thing to do.
It's like go to sleep.
Like, I didn't need to go to sleep because I woke up at the same time you did and was able to function at the same level you did.
That's not weird. That's not, I don't, listen, well, this is, it's not weird in a sense that.
But Jar, you have to know that
listen to this. Listen to this. It's not necessarily weird in a sense that it would go with a specific rationale. Mm-hmm. You solely did that act because out of pure boredom.
Curiosity.
But like the thing was, it wasn't boredom for me. I really enjoy playing BitLife until 3 a.m.
Because at the end of the day, if that's what he enjoys, that's what he wants to do. The same way with my mother. She plays freaking Crown Royal. This lady's at like level 6,000 and something.
Hey, nah, she's at 1,067. I seen that till last night.
And she sits there and she says that's what is in her piece. And my brother, because he's in this psychological mindset or whatever he's in the growing process of, he thinks that that's weird. And at the end of the day, whatever
she's characterizing your mentality psychological.
No, let me finish.
I'll speak to it. Well, I'll speak to it.
I didn't even say anything.
I'll speak to it.
Whatever we find and what's in our piece, because you even say that me watching YouTube or going on my phone and watch TikToks and stuff like that, like why do you find that entertaining? And to me that is entertaining. Just because I don't want to sit there and read books and that depicts my mind and I already know what I have going on internally, that does not make
How do
me
you know
weird.
what you have going on internally?
I do because it's myself.
I don't think you should question that.
But Jahari, that's the thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Jahari, and I'm not speaking down upon my brother because that's my brother.
Yeah, speak
but
to what you think.
I feel as though Jahar is in a place that right now in his mind, I don't know what these YouTube videos or these books or anything else, but I feel like he's always trying to depict upon what everybody else is doing. And yeah, you can self-reflect on yourself because that's probably what you're doing when you're gaining knowledge of the things that you're reading. But he sits there and forces his opinions on everybody else.
Yeah.
You cannot do that when you're learning new things.
Yeah.
You have to take that stuff for yourself, internalize it, and move on. But don't be forcing and saying, oh, this is weird, or you shouldn't be doing this. If Elijah freaking wants to play whatever game he wants to play at 3 o'clock in the morning, let him do what he wants to do. And when he wants to, if he wants to go to sleep at 5 o'clock and we got to wake up at freaking 4, it does not matter.
So can I ask you a
That's his
question?
own problem.
So
Exactly.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. And I'm glad that you said it's a problem.
No.
But it's not a
You
problem.
listen.
It's not a problem.
You
That's
said
his
it.
own choice.
You said it.
If he wants to stay up till 3 o'clock and
Listen,
knowing that he has to be up
you-
at 7,
I-
that is
It doesn't
his
affect
choice.
I understand what
Yeah.
you're
It's
saying,
not a problem.
but you didn't say
we
that.
see it as a problem.
You didn't
because
say-
we don't understand.
you didn't say-
why he wants to do those things.
Problem for no reason. That is a problem. In
You
playing.
see it as a problem.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem.
on your opinion.
Well,
But
but
that's
listen,
what I'm
I'm just saying with the
No,
comment,
but you shouldn't
with the
phrase
comment.
it like
Listen,
that because you
listen.
come off too strong, like what she's
Hey,
saying right
But
now.
Hey,
I'm
let
a-
me speak
but
on
listen,
my own.
Listen. Can I speak to it? Listen, if you had a child, right?
Sure.
Right? And you knowing all the things that you know,
Hypotheticals.
and not seeing that your child being involved in possible education to self, and them
But
being
he is an impossible education.
Listen.
because of the things that he
Wait,
does to
listen,
himself.
listen. And him not being possible education to himself, but him sitting on your couch playing a game called Bit Life that has no end that's in accordance with anything that's going on in this current reality here, would you say that's okay? And I need the most concise answer possible, please.
I think
And what-
people being addicted to phones and games
there you go.
is an issue.
There you go.
But
Let's let her speak.
you all are in school, which is right there better than most people that sit on their fucking phones all night.
We're comparing
No,
ourselves to other
no.
people now?
You're not listening.
I'm here.
Y'all have your own goals.
Yes.
You guys are in the right path. You guys are all in school. If he chooses to stay up all night and play fucking games, he knows he knows what's coming the next day. Let him figure it out himself.
Yeah,
Let
but
him
you
go
don't
to
have
the
to sit
trouble
there
of
and
being
pick
tired
apart
as
him
fuck.
because he wants to do that.
I didn't pick up on him.
You
took
do.
your own
You do.
responsibility
I didn't
to
pick
go
up
to
on
bed
him in
on
that.
time.
Yes.
If they want to stay up late as shit, let them stay up late as shit. They're gonna learn it themselves.
Yes.
Don't come off too strong and tell them they're doing the wrong thing because
Yes.
you think it's wrong. Let them figure it out on themselves. Okay?
And one thing, just to
I'm here with
piggyback off
Sorry.
what she said.
I'm here.
You're not his mother
Yes.
or his father.
Oh, I don't
my
So-
I don't want to be.
You his
I
son
don't,
or brother.
no, I definitely understand.
So, in saying that, and you don't have his life.
Listen.
See,
No, I
which is
definitely
also
understand.
true.
the thing is, you focus on what you want to focus on.
Yes.
But you can't negate all of the other things that are not in
And
the pattern.
I don't want to
finish.
no,
And they are not.
but I don't want
Let her
to
finish.
make it seem like I'm
and
doing
they
that
are,
though.
They are not in the
I don't want to make it
pattern
seem like I'm doing
of
that at
how
all.
how you pattern.
You
your
gotta take
day.
it now.
See, when
No, I'm here listening.
when Elijah wakes up at 5
I'll speak
o'clock in
back
the
to it.
morning, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's doing his formation or whatever he's doing, right?
Yes.
And he's doing that, and he goes to a military school, right?
Yes.
On top of that, Elijah plays football. On
Yes.
top of that, Elijah plays lacrosse.
Yes.
On top of that, Elijah has a high fucking GPA every
Yes.
semester after semester after semester, with having his Navy
We got about
requirements
15 minutes.
and his battalion and the whole school cadet requirements.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
So, I do-
No.
No,
So
she
I
listen,
do
listen
understand.
to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Let her
I'm here,
speak.
and I'll ask you
So,
one question.
When somebody's time of the day for, just say, the 8 hours of sunshine that we can actually function,
Yes.
you know, and be cognizant of our actions, right?
Yes.
Their 8 hours a day are spoken for in a manner at which they don't decide.
Yes.
Then they have the 2, 3, 4 waking hours.
Yes.
Where they want to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you to come and say that that's right or wrong?
I'm
It's
not.
none of your business.
So
because their 8 hours
yes.
that they don't get to decide because the military is deciding and the professor is deciding and the football coach is deciding
yes.
and the lacrosse coach is deciding
yes.
and when your mother get on the phone she deciding
and your friend and his friends
and then your friends calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning because they depressed or whatever
and the little kids that he coaches
and yeah all that. All of them people, yeah, for one.
Oh no, that's the smallest smidge I got.
For 121-year-old boy, right? Man, yeah. For one kid.
Yes.
If their escape is BitLife, to just give them sanity.
Yes.
That is okay.
Yes.
And that is not for you to pick apart.
Yes.
That is not for you to try to figure out or conjure what they could be better, yes. utilizing their time with.
No,
that is their peace.
Yes.
Don't disrupt people's peace because you will not find peace in that.
Yes.
Leave other people's peace alone in
yes.
life.
Right.
Don't waste your time
right.
picking apart other people.
Yes.
And don't waste your time picking apart yourself.
Yes.
You got to focus on peace.
No.
And whatever that brings you.
Without politics, there's no peace.
That's for you.
That's your opinion.
Yeah. That's for you.
And bro,
no.
We wouldn't even be sitting here free if we didn't even have a war for us.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Okay, I can speak to this. Okay, I'll speak to. Let me speak to this. Let me speak to this.
100 real quick.
Hold on. Can I ask one question? And I'll honestly let you all speak. With all that in mind, would you be conformable if all of us came to the realization that Elijah had a phone addiction, and him doing all of that, and he had a phone addiction, and the only way that would bring him peace, quote unquote, was him being involved in his phone because he has a phone addiction? Would that be okay with you?
No. Okay.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, he's asking me a question.
That didn't even really make sense.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it.
But that's the thing. You've made a negative connotation to my peace.
We could look at all 3 of your phones right now and see how much time you spend on your phone. Do you think it's all the same?
He's gone. No. Okay. So.
No. But I'm saying everybody finds comforts, just like your mother was saying, in different things.
Yes.
If he finds comfort in just zoning out and playing a game,
yes,
that is his prerogative. Let him fucking do
yes.
it. Just because you don't see it being pointless or a waste of time does not mean
I know why he does
the same to him.
Yes.
Because me sitting out here every day for 2 fucking hours is my fucking beach therapy and time to collect myself.
Yes.
Other people might see it as a waste of time or some other shit. I don't see it that way.
I do understand.
Same thing goes for the phones. I'm not gonna lie, your generation is addicted to your fucking phones.
Yes. No, her generation too.
Like you're different. What?
Her generation too.
She watched cell phones grow up. I watched cell phones grow
My
up.
mom's addicted to her phone right now.
Hey. Okay.
First of all,
my mom is literally addicted to your phone. You are.
Okay.
But I also I am guilty of also
there's no shame in her game
for 2 hours.
Hey, can I speak to that? Two things. One. Oh my god, I almost lost it for a second. Jesus Christ. I was about to get real sad.
Okay, go ahead.
So, regarding, like... No, that's the thing. But that's the thing. Like, now that you've opened up the idea of, oh, this is an open conversation. It's an open conversation. It's going to branch into new things.
2 hours ago?
And that... No.
Like, you just be talking and just to talk. But, like, get some playtime, I guess. I'm not
And the thing is...
We know this.
But, like, the thing is, like, everyone says, oh, yeah, like, you're addicted. No. Your generation is addicted to the innovations. You're addicted to the new thing. And that's fine. That is... Actually, no. I don't even see, like, a lot of negatives regarding that. Is at least you're willing to accept new things. We are addicted to the thing that we see now, which sucks. And I can be honest with it. I do have, like, an idea of, like, my peace could be considered an addiction. And I hate that it is, because I just like to play video games in my free time. Because I have, technically, 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 hours of my day. Because I don't consider a day as just the 12 hours of the day where there's sun out. I consider the whole 24 hours. Because I don't care about, like,
let me not say it. No matter of fact, yes.
Speak to it.
There was a point where it was like I didn't
Hold on,
care.
let him-
So there was a point in my life where I didn't care about like my body. I would just do stuff because
It's
like
time to go. It's time to
because
go.
it needed to be done.
15 minutes. We got
Look,
5 minutes.
pack it up.
I know. Hey, we got time. We got
No,
time.
we don't.
Elijah,
Okay, that is the end of the episode. I'm gonna be writing the beginning later, but
Thank you for listening.
I love you all and.
I'm listening. I mean, I'm
Everyone, I want you to understand this from the bottom of my heart. This is not like the normal episodes. This is nothing that's gonna be normal. This is gonna be every once in a while, where it's like we're gonna have conversations like this. But I want y'all to understand, this is good stuff to talk about, stuff to know, stuff to learn about, stuff to get your hands on and in your head. And I want you to embrace it, the new thing, the new learning. And yes, the conversation was stopped, but that does not mean we can't continue the conversation in our own times, on our own energies, in our own homes. So please, talk about us.
There goes that rain. Told you, 15 fucking minutes.
Bring up the new thing, and I will talk to you guys later. Love you all. Avidase. Oh my God. Get it to me.